Speaking of, I think it's time to switch gears. All this praise, all this good stuff going on. Oh, Mucky, Mucky, Mucky. Uh,
hmm
where
hmm
where do you want to begin? The floor is
Well,
yours.
how about we just save everyone a bunch of time and just go listen to the episode that was dropped on Saturday, and you'll pretty much get the gist of exactly what it's the exact same thing. But yeah, we don't have an attack. We're missing our key players,
Uh-huh,
and
uh-huh.
the attack is stale. Now, I respect Arteta a little bit for changing it up a little bit, at least in the first half. I mean, Calafiore was flying around. There was moments he's playing striker, he's playing left back, he's playing center back. Now, I said immediately after watching about 10 minutes, Calafiore is coming off at halftime. I mean,
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
this guy, there was one instance
Crazy first 2 minutes. Crazy first 2 minutes.
this guy, he makes a run through the midfield, past the whole defense into their 18. We lose the ball in the midfield, and he's got to sprint all the way back. I'm like, oh my days, this guy, he's gonna be
There,
knackered.
there was a lot of majestic hair flowing around pitches today. I can't even lie. I can't even
There
lie.
was.
But his first 1v1 battle against Cal Hudson Odoi. Oh, I thought it was Doku versus Trent. I thought it was Doku versus Trent. I couldn't believe it.
But then later in the game, he spun a right back and then smashed one off the post.
That was
You're
that
a
was nice.
back. He
Yeah,
looked like
yeah.
Guardiola out there getting up in the attack.
It's Trent's
Right.
defending and Guardiola's attack. That was his weak foot.
Yeah,
That
weak
was his
foot.
weak foot.
I will say I did like that he played Jorginho today. I thought that was very good tactical ideology because you know what Force want to do. Like, they want to sit in and they want to play on the counter. Now, in Force hands, like, that's probably the best way that they can play against a team like Arsenal. And their manager even said it after the game, like, we didn't play with five defenders today because they don't have a striker. It's like, well, that's a massive, crazy shade that he started to say. Yeah, Mikel Merino is playing up top. I mean, we're not worried about that.
They don't like each other. Nuno and Arteta do not like each other. I think it was wasn't it the commentator saying during the game like they were like bickering at one another? Like there's some
Interesting rivalry.
animosity. There's some animosity for no reason. Like I don't know how that even came about. Maybe it was some dark magic, some black magic Arteta tried. Who knows? But
I mean, but Kenny, I kind of get it because it's like I'd be bickering on the sidelines too if I was chasing a game and I needed a goal and I bring on Kieran Tierney, Zinchenko, 30-year-old Raheem Sterling, Ben White, and the guy on this podcast we don't talk about.
well,
What are you going to do with that?
I understand, and to sum things up for Arsenal's season, from what I think as it's been, there were two moments in the second half. The first moment was a Kieran Tierney perfect cross into the box, but then it's like Kieran Tierney, my brother, what a ball. But why are you crossing it to no one in the box? Because you guys do not have a 9 to anticipate this. The second moment was when it was offsides, but the Odegaard chance. It's tough when this whole entire season, they're trying to tell, like, everyone's saying, Odegaard isn't clinical. He needs to work on his finishing, all this other stuff. And if you want to play the 10, if you want to have these moments, offsides or not, you have to score that. You really have to score that. And I guess give credit to Nottingham for the defending because they are literally madmen. Like, the way they actually got back on the line, but that'd be a cop-out. That'd be a cop-out. So if there's anything else that you guys want to say on it, those were two key moments that I'm like, this has been Arsenal the entire year.
I mean, that was the moment that I was going to say too, because I only saw like maybe 30 minutes of the game, and that was in that 30 minutes. How he does it, I mean, but he's probably playing with absolutely zero confidence. And I'm not using that as an excuse, but Mucky, you were an attacker.
It's a
Like,
thing. Yeah.
if it's not going well, it's really not going well. And I think that's what he's suffering from.
Yeah, I mean, Kenny said it perfectly. It just sums up their season. I mean, I'm curious to know how many goals scored we had this year and where we would rank, because it can't be high.
Like XG.
I just total goals scored.
I got
Okay.
you.
And as a second place team, I guarantee you, I mean, I bet it's under 6.
Fifth in goals per match. They're scoring 1.9 goals a game. Still have the best defense in the league, conceding the least amount of goals. Their expected goals, they are in 8th.
Probably compared to last season, it's a bit of a drop off because I feel like there's. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll put it in perspective. Arsenal have 43.3 XG. Liverpool have 61.8. And then it goes Chelsea, Bournemouth, City, Spurs, Newcastle, and Brentford. So all of those teams you'd expect to be there. But, like, Arsenal can't be down in 8th, especially if you don't have any clinical finishers. Like, if none of your guys can finish chances, you can't be in 8th in XG.
I agree. And I mean, a lot of their chances, I feel like the commentator was saying throughout the first half, there were no shots on target. Like, I was watching in and out, so I'm not sure if there were any shots. It was an Arteta game plan where once you get the set pieces, once you get the free kicks, whatever it is, that's where you're going to probably have the highest and best chance to score. Another good game from Ethan Winieri. That's another one I want to call out. I thought he's the only one willing to try something. He's the one willing to go in these different pockets, these different spaces. So do want to give a shout out to him. But again, you're relying on no number 9, a 17-year-old who just broke into the team. You got Calafiori trying to play 8 different positions at once. The fact that you're in this position, I don't know if you're blaming Arteta or the owners or whoever, but
I'll tell you this. I think Arteta suffers from Pep disease because, like, I think you're not scoring. You can't score goals. So if you have the other team pinned back in their half, I don't want to see you pass the ball 75 times before you try to go forward. There's no point. Play riskier. Try to break a line. Try to go in behind. It's like a power play in hockey, and it's just like, we're just going to pass it around the outside here. Let's go fullback, center back, fullback, center back. It's like, somebody, I don't care, hit the ball in the box. Somebody, shoot it from 30 yards. I don't care. You're not scoring goals by breaking teams down. You're not.
Well, you know what we said last week? West Ham gave the blueprint. How do you want to defend Arsenal? How do you want to make sure they don't score? You set the low block. You do what you got to do. And I know he gave that to West Ham, but low-key, it could have been when Everton did the madness, the 0-0 back however long ago. But, yeah, it's just, in Arsenal's like perspective right now, compared to last year, they're probably, 5 or 6 points worse than what they were? Like, does that seem fair?
I would say I don't know what they are. I bet it's probably more than 5 or 6. I will say the eye test is a hell of a lot worse. But the eye test was worse at the beginning of the season when they weren't healthy.
Yeah,
like we knew it wasn't looking good.
Yeah, you'd probably go legally blind if you tried their eye test right now. But I do want to say, just because as bad as the situation is, the results that Arsenal get, they just seem to be at such a worse and just more intensified time than when Liverpool. Because if you think about it, it's like 0-0 against Nottingham Forest. Liverpool tied Nottingham Forest. if you go to like Aston Villa, Liverpool tied Villa, but when Arsenal did it, just think about the position they're in. They're still playing catch up. And then who was another one? Was it like
Everton.
Everton is another one? But it's when Liverpool ties or drops points, Arsenal's not capitalizing on those situations. So the reason why they're 13 points back is plain and simply that.
They've done that previous years, though. Like, I think I saw something that their record against the Big Six, I don't think they've lost to a Big Six team in like a year or something. But their record against, I think it was West Ham, Forest, and Fulham or something, they're like 500 against those teams. It's like, well, there's your issue.
Yep. They're ready for the big game.
Anybody can get up to play City. Anybody can get up to play Liverpool. Anybody can get up to play Arsenal. Can you get up to play Forest? Can you get up to play West Ham?
Fulham.
And like I said earlier, I don't know if they have anybody. If Odegaard's your captain, I'm sorry, but what has he done? What has he won? You know what I mean? Do they have Mikel? It's his first job. Do they have the mindset to get over the hump?
Well, it's like there's a couple Prem winners in there, and then Jorginho, he's like a leader, so I can't even blame like a leadership aspect. I feel like you just have to get the job done. Like if you want to achieve something that you haven't before, you have to do things that haven't been done. Like that's it. That's it. If you think you deserve this Prem, snatch that. That's what City did to them the past 2 years. That's what City's done to Liverpool prior to that. You got to take what's yours. If you think it's yours, take that.
The good news, Muck, is that you can focus on the Champions League now.
Yeah, I mean, we're not winning that either. I mean, look, what do you think we can win with this lineup?